Hey, what's up? I'm Dominique, and today we are putting the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Foundation and Concealer to the test. I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about these products, and I'm going to show you exactly how I apply it. Plus, I'm going to be doing a little wear test so we can see how these products hold up throughout the day. I'm going to be going outside in the Florida heat. I'm going to be eating and drinking and everything in between. So let's put the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Foundation and Concealer to the test, and let's get started. This is the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Liquid Foundation. This retails for $42. And you can pick it up at Sephora, and I wear the shade 9W. On the Sephora website, it says that it has a medium coverage, it has a natural finish, it's long wearing and hydrating. And the formula is vegan too. It also says that it's a breathable, luminous foundation that effortlessly builds and blends to illuminate the complexion with customizable long wearing coverage. Ooh, we love to see that. That description just made me want to read it in an accent for some reason. It was giving fancy, opulence. And honestly, that's exactly what I want to feel like every single time I wear a foundation. So we're off to a good start so far. Oh, and did I mention that this foundation actually won the Allure Best of Beauty Award for last year? So it looks like I have pretty high expectations for this. Hopefully it pulls through. So to go along with the foundation, I also have the SurrealSkin Awakening Concealer. This retails for $29 and I wear the shade 180. On the website it says that it has a medium coverage, a natural finish, it's long wearing, and it's good for dark circles and acne and blemishes. So that sounds pretty promising. We like that. This concealer is a pro performance multi-use concealer that visibly lifts and blurs and brightens your under eyes and complexion for an awakened appearance. Why do I always talk with my hands? I'm like doing an orchestra over here every single time. What do I do? I don't know. In the formula, there's caffeine, which helps to visibly reduce puffiness and dark circles. And there's also fermented marine microorganisms. That sounds really weird. What do you mean fermented marine microorganisms? That's, I don't know. That sounds weird, okay? That just sounds weird. I stand corrected. We learn something new every day. I just looked up what fermented microorganisms are. Apparently, lactic acid bacteria is the most dominant microorganism found in fish products. And lactic acid is such a good product found in skincare that really helps to visibly tighten your face. So it all makes sense why that's in this concealer. I'm so glad I looked it up because everything just makes sense now. So now that we went over all the tea on these products, let's put these babies to the test and let's get them on my skin. Since I'm going to be doing a little wear test today, I'm going to show you exactly how I prep my skin to apply this foundation. The first step in my foundation routine is always moisturizer, and today I'm going to be using the Sunday Riley C.E.O. Afterglow Brightening Cream. I love this stuff so much. I use this almost every single time I do my foundation. If it's not this, it's the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration. But I just love how this feels. It gets my skin so smooth and soft and glowy. Plus the formula has vitamin C in it, so it's gonna help brighten my skin over time. And honestly, I think it really does help to brighten my skin. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my face, but I am going to avoid the eye area because I do not want it to interfere with any eyeliner or mascara that I put on when I do my eye makeup. Now that the moisturizer is all blended into my skin, I'm actually gonna let it sit on my skin for about 1 minute before I apply anything else on top. I really just want it to soak into my skin, and if I were to put anything else on top of it while it's drying down, it could actually peel up, you know? And that is not cute, so we are not doing that. We're gonna wait 1 minute before I apply the primer on top. So today I'm going to be using the NYX Marshmellow Primer. Honestly, I love this stuff so much. This is such a great smoothing primer. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this because I don't wanna use too much, because using too much primer could actually cause your makeup to break up, so I only use a little bit. And then I'm going to mainly concentrate it where I have the most pores, which is mainly on my cheeks. And then once most of it is blended in, I'm gonna bring it up my nose and into my forehead. Now my skin is feeling super smooth, and just like the moisturizer, I'm going to let this soak into my skin for at least 1 minute, and then after we will finally start applying the foundation. Now it's finally time to get to the star of the show. And yes, my outfit did have to match the foundation bottle. I mean, we're twinning. So what I'm gonna do to apply this foundation is I'm just gonna pump 1 pump of the foundation on the back of my hand, and now with my foundation brush, I'm just picking up a little off the back of my hand, and I'm going to lightly stamp on the foundation, starting at the bottom of my chin, working my way up towards my cheek. And honestly, I'm trying to use the tiniest amount of foundation needed to cover my entire face. And the reason why I start at the bottom of my jawline is because I really want to control how much foundation goes over where I have the most texture, which is mainly my cheek area. So as I work my way up, I'm really just doing light patting motions with the tiniest amount of foundation on my brush. And if I could even use less than 1 pump, that would be great too. This foundation does have a medium coverage, so even using the tiniest amount of foundation should give you enough coverage. And you can see here that the foundation totally covered up all the redness on my face. It's making my skin look so nice and even, while also giving it the most natural and beautiful glow. And I'm just gonna bring a little bit down my neck because I do not want any discoloration between my neck and my face. This is a can't miss step right here in my foundation routine every single time. And the way I'm wearing a white shirt while doing this is just making me so nervous. I'm like, better not get on there. Okay, I think I'm done applying the foundation, and look at how much foundation I still have left over on my hand. So now I'm gonna take my MAC Fix Plus setting spray, and I'm just gonna spray my face and give it a nice little mist. And then I'm gonna let my skin naturally start to dry down, but I don't want it to dry down all the way. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna give my beauty sponge one little spray from the setting spray, and you can use any setting spray you have. It could even be a glowy mist. All we wanna do is really just rehydrate our skin. And then once the foundation is almost dry, but not totally dry, I'm just gonna go ahead and tap the foundation into my skin with the beauty sponge. And I wanna get every single inch of my face tapped in with this sponge. This is really helping to smooth out your foundation, get rid of any brush marks that you might have from the brush, and it's really just helping your foundation and your skin become one. The way my skin looks after doing this step is honestly incredible. Okay, so this is the foundation in all its glory before I apply anything else on top. It's looking absolutely stunning on my skin. It's so smooth and so glowy, and I love that. And I will be totally here for it. I do have to say that this foundation does not feel heavy at all on my skin. And honestly, this is kind of weird because it's starting to dry down. And even though it's really glowy, it's not getting rid of the glow as it starts to dry down. I feel like this would last a really long time even if you did not set it with powder. So if you don't like setting your foundation with powder, this is honestly a great foundation for you. But I feel like if you're oily and you did not set this with powder, I feel like it would get a little bit oily throughout the day and shiny. So if you have oily skin and you want to wear this foundation, I would highly suggest you set it with powder, especially where you get oily. Now that the foundation is on, it is time for the concealer. I'm going to apply this to my under eye. And honestly, I have used this concealer before, but it has been a little while since I have. And I do remember this concealer having more of a medium coverage, and I do like my concealers to have more of a full coverage. So I am just going to apply a little bit more than needed with this concealer. And we're gonna hope that this still holds up throughout the day, even with a little bit more than needed. And I'm also going to use this as my eyeshadow primer as well. We're gonna see how it does all the things. So now with my little concealer brush, I'm just going to blend out the concealer starting at the bottom. And I'm gonna blend it down into my cheeks, but I'm also going to lift it up towards my temples. So making a little check mark right here underneath my eyes. A little Nike sign, if you will, honestly. And then once the bottom of the concealer is looking nice and blended, I'm gonna work my way up towards my lower lash line. And I wanna place the babiest amount of concealer where I have the most creases, which is right underneath my lower lash line. So that's why I start my blend at the bottom of the concealer, so that by the time I get up to my lower lash line, there's only a tiny bit of concealer left to be blended. And of course, I'm just gonna tap it out all over my eyelid as well. This shade of concealer is looking so cute. I love how it's blending out. Did you see how easy it was to blend? I do feel like the formula of this also has a really nice glowy finish as well. So I really am loving this look right now. My skin is looking super glowy and hydrated. And you can see here that it is really brightening up my under eye like crazy. The coverage is also really nice. It's not too intense, but it's just enough to make my eyes look perfect and flawless, honestly. So now I'm just gonna highlight the high points of my face. So that would be my chin, the tip of my nose, and in between my eyebrows on my forehead. And this is just gonna give my face a soft little spotlight effect. And I know I'm gonna be a little bit extra here. I know. But honestly, this is exactly how I do my foundation routine, and this is how I like it. So I'm gonna be extra. It's fine. I'm just gonna give my face one more spray with my setting spray. And I'm gonna do the exact same method that we did with the foundation and the beauty sponge, but now I'm gonna do it for my concealer. So one spray of the sponge, and then as my skin is almost dry, I'm just gonna take my beauty sponge and I'm gonna tap out the concealer onto my skin. I mean, this method right here really takes my skin looking from a 5 all the way up to an 8. I just cannot stress enough how much this step makes a difference. If you watch my other videos, I'm sure you're sick of hearing this from me by now, but it's true. It's true. So I'm just gonna sit here and tap this into my skin until my arm falls off, honestly. But hey, even if you're in a time crunch, doing this for 5 seconds is better than doing this for no seconds. My skin is looking absolutely sickening right now. It is so glowy and so hydrated, and I am obsessed. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back once it's all done. I am back, and here's today's final look, and I am honestly loving how glowy my skin is looking. I know I keep saying it, but I'm obsessed. You can't really see much texture on my skin at all, and this foundation has been on for about an hour now while I did the rest of my makeup. So it's definitely had some time to soak into my skin and settle in, and I don't see any breaking up or anything like that. You can see here that it is just stunning. It is flawless, it is gorgeous, it is beautiful, and you can see so far that the concealer is looking great. There's no creases, there's no separation, just a nice smooth under eye. So for me so far, this foundation and concealer duo is absolutely slaying. I'm just loving how it's looking at my skin, and you can't lie, it looks incredible. So it's about 3:30 right now, and I'm gonna go about the rest of my day, and I'm gonna have a few check-ins to see how this foundation is holding up throughout the day. So I'll see you in a little bit for our first check-in. Welcome to the first foundation check-in. It's about 7 p.m. right now, and I feel like the foundation is still hanging in there and still looking pretty good. Me and my dog just got back from a long walk, honestly, and if you know anything about Florida right now, you know that it is hot. It's like 90 degrees, so I'm honestly dripping like so bad. So as you can see, I'm definitely a little shiny because I'm sweating so bad right now. So I'm very interested to see how that's gonna affect how the foundation looks when I get back inside. And plus, I'm sweating so bad around my glasses on my nose. I'm like, good Lord, am I gonna have the worst glasses mark in the whole world? Or what's gonna happen? So we're gonna see what happens with that when I get back inside. I'll do another check-in to show you how it held up outside in the sun. I mean, this is crazy. Look. Even my dog is out here panting because it is freaking hot outside, and it is time to get back inside because I'm sweaty and this foundation is probably about to come off. Okay, we're back inside, so now it's a moment of truth. Let's see what the sunglass marks look like on my nose. I mean, honestly, it's not bad. You can still see it right there. I mean, I'm sweaty, and my dog is about to like... She's also sweaty, I'm sure, so you can still see that there is some glasses marked, unfortunately, but it's really not bad. So what I'm gonna do to fix it is I'm just gonna tap it in with my finger, and since the foundation is a little moist from my sweat, it should help blend it in. Okay, but other than that, you can see that the foundation still looks pretty freaking good for being on for like 3 hours right now. I mean, look at this, it's totally slaying. But now that we're inside, let's give the concealer a good look. Wow, I'm really exposing myself. This is pretty up and close and personal if you ask me. I mean, this is what real skin looks like, so. But I still think the concealer looks pretty good. I mean, it's not really creasing at all. And I would have to say it looks the exact same. Not much has changed. So if you're curious, this is what the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin foundation and concealer look like after 3 hours. Now I'm about to go get dinner outside in the Florida sun once again. So this will be a true test to see how the foundation and concealer holds up throughout the day. I am back with today's final foundation and concealer check-in. As of right now, it's almost 10:30, which means I've had this foundation and concealer on for almost 7 hours. And let me tell you, this foundation really went through it in the Florida sun. I went for a super long walk with my dog. I was like, ooh, someone needs to get me a fan. I am dripping sweat. And then later on, I went to go eat some dinner outside as well. So I was really outside in the elements testing this foundation today. When I look in the mirror, the major thing that I see is my lipstick smeared all over my foundation. That is for sure. I mean, I've got lipstick down here. I've got lipstick on my nose. I've got lipstick everywhere, and that's my fault because honestly it's just been a day. And what can I say? I mean, especially with these lights on this foundation, I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good. It looks so glowy and fresh, and the fact that it's been on for about 7 hours is honestly insane. I mean, you can see right here, it's not really creasing, it's not separating, it just looks so good. When I look at the concealer up close, I can see that the concealer is slightly more drying than the foundation, and I mean in the slightest bit. The concealer still looks pretty good as a whole, but it just looks a little bit more dry than the foundation does. And honestly, that's not a bad thing because my eyes get super dry, so I'm not surprised, honestly. And even though it looks dry, it's not really separating and it's not creasing, so I love to see that. Overall, I do have to say that I am loving how this concealer and foundation looks at the end of the day. I mean, come on, it's Makeup by Mario, and Makeup by Mario slays all of his products. I'm literally obsessed with almost everything he comes out with. They're all just so good. So my final thoughts on the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin foundation and concealer is that they both absolutely slayed. I'm loving how they look at the end of the day, and really that's all that matters to me. If the foundation and concealer can really hold up and last throughout a sweaty Florida day, I am here for it. And I mean, these products really speak for themselves. It's too good. It should be illegal, honestly. So shout out to you, Makeup by Mario. These products are absolutely outstanding, and honestly, they're iconic, I must say. And if you're looking for glowy skin, these are it. And that's it. Here's today's final makeup look using the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin foundation and concealer. These two products are absolutely incredible, and they work beautifully together. And you can see that these products just made my skin look so good today. And whenever I do a foundation and concealer wear test, I will be the first to let you know if it looks bad. And the fact that these two products look outstanding even at 10:30 p.m., that's amazing. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. I seriously had so much fun trying out this foundation and concealer and putting it to the test in the Florida heat. Let me know down in the comments if you've tried out this foundation and concealer before, and let me know your thoughts because I would absolutely love to hear from you. And if you're curious about any of the products I mentioned mentioned in today's video, I've linked them all down below in the description box just in case you want to go ahead and check any of them out. And I'll be back next week with a brand new video, so go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss when I upload my next video. And then that way we can truly become besties. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe so that we can become besties. I love that for us.